And now, Rob on the road, exploring Northern California.
Joining us now is Kevin Smith-Fagan, the Executive Director of Fairytale Town, a Sacramento treasure. Kevin, it's great to see you here.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate the opportunity to get to chat a while.
It's good to see you and celebrating a big milestone in a difficult time at Fairytale Town, a massive anniversary marking more than 6 decades.
Yeah, I mean, 4 generations of families now have grown up with Fairytale Town, and the beauty of the park and the children's experience, I think, is very much the same as it was for their parents and even their grandparents. It's just a wonderful, innocent place where children have the run of the free play and all the imagination and the creativity that comes with it.
I went to Fairytale Town, and I tell you, I was so happy to see an equal mix of all types of people. And when we stepped through those gates, something happened that I did not expect. And I truly, for a moment, forgot about all the stress of the world, right? And these kids just went to their spot where their camps were, and it was so nice to see them forget, for a moment, what's going on.
Yeah, children have lost so many opportunities because of the pandemic, right? So it was just a monumental priority for us to figure out how to safely reopen so that families and kids would have an opportunity to go someplace where they could be kids and laugh and learn and jump and exercise their creativity and their imaginations. So I'm glad that that was what you observed. And another point, Rob, that you made that I just want to circle back and stress on is that Fairytale Town is for everyone. All children are welcome here. It would be enough for them to come and have a safe place to have a wonderful time. But the truth is, they are also learning life lessons in imagination and creativity and early literacy and self-determination. And those are the valuable pieces that will serve them their whole lives.
So true. And it's also the things that make it memorable because they remember learning in an unintentional way. They remember things they learned there, not that it was taught, but it was experienced.
I think people are surprised and shocked to realize 250,000 people in a typical year, 250,000 people come to Fairytale Town.
That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of the 5 most visited amenities in our region. Fairytale Town is built kid size, right? And one of the things that is most valuable and I don't see ever changing about Fairytale Town is that the child drives the narrative. Almost nothing in the park moves. All the play sets are beautiful and artistic, and it is a gorgeous park. It is so beautiful here every day. But when the kid experiences it, they have to furnish the action because the play set it doesn't move. They make the story when they interact with the play set.
So many children walk in from the bubble of their lives, and I say the bubble because they have to be with the coronavirus right now. But when they got to Fairytale Town, all the cultures just blended right in because we all are one people, and it was all celebrated there through the eyes of a child. And I think when children are, I believe we should see like children, right? We should see through the eyes of children the goodness of all. And that happens at Fairytale Town.
Most Fairytale Town visitors are between the ages of 2 and 9 years old. And these are absolutely pivotal developmental years in their young lives.
You learned very on in your career the importance of early childhood education, being involved in elementary education in the East Coast before you moved west.
Yep.
And you've also been involved with KVIE for more than a decade. Our associate general manager, heavily involved in the education department. You know education and early childhood experiences. What have you learned in this new role about the importance of play and education in this crazy time that we're in?
I have learned, maybe more than anything, the critical importance of free play in the development of the whole child. And when you stop to think about it, a child's experience today of the world is a lot different than it was a generation ago or 2 generations ago. Kids don't interact, they don't explore their neighborhoods the way that was very common for past generations. And there are, I think, compelling reasons why it is different now and maybe why it needs to be that way. But what is lost is that sense of free play. And in free play, children learn so much social interaction development pieces. They learn how to resolve conflicts and navigate conflicts. They learn in free play some of the crucial things that we've talked about, how to exercise their imaginations, how to build on their own creativity. When you make up your own games and you make up the rules and you change them on the fly, you're learning. You're doing problem solving. And when you look ahead to what's going to happen later, when they face temptations in middle school and high school and beyond, and they have to make choices that start to have real implications for their lives, we want kids who know who they are and they know that they are the ones who think for themselves and control their decision making. And that starts in free play.
You're now the executive director in 2020. What a year to take the helm.
Yeah, obviously 2020 is unfolding differently than any of us would have anticipated. At its core, Fairytale Town is here to serve the needs of children and families. So when we stay focused on that, and we have a great, highly dedicated board, and the staff is amazing, we talk about how we can be of service to the community. They rely on us. The kids really need these constructive outlets now more than ever. So let's just find a way. We have to find a way because it's about the kids.
Positivity spreads exponentially, always, but particularly in times of crisis. And when I walked onto Fairytale Town grounds, I felt like I had stepped into joy, stepped into a promise that things were going to be okay. Because I saw those kids, all of whom only saw each other as other beautiful, bright little souls. And that is fostered there and nurtured, and we're a better place because of it. And so I thank you for that, Kevin.
Thank you for understanding what we're really about. We have managed to carve out a place where innocence is at a premium. There isn't cynicism inside the gates of Fairytale Town. There's no sarcasm inside the gates of Fairytale Town. What there is caring for the child. That's what Fairytale Town is about, just caring for kids.
Murphy Austin Adams Schoenfeld LLP, focusing on business law and commercial litigation, is proud to support Rob on the Road, Region Rising. More information available at murphyaustin.com.